For many years, I have entertained the thought of you being my mother and have, till this day, struggled and may continue to struggle accepting it. For many endless nights, I have sat in my corner waiting to be drowned by a flood of affection for you, yet my wait seems to be in vain. I ask myself why. Why I cannot learn to acknowledge you and to maybe even love you, to appreciate you for simply bringing me into this world. The very world you once pushed me into is the very earth that you left me to return to. You never gave me the chance to learn to take you as my life giver. I know you were hurting after the love of your life, my father, had left us to return to Mother Earth, yet I still could not bear the fact that you left me and my brother with the woman that birthed you, and you promised to come back soon. And now you will never be back. The few times you did return for a day or two, I saw a woman who was not my mother. This woman didn't know what size my shoes were or what size my clothes were. This woman sounded different, and she was too carefree to the point where I thought she didn't even care about me or my brother. Consequently, I taught myself to love her less and less and see her more as just another woman who happened to know my name, because, mother, that was what you had become. I was barely 7, and I had to be the mother you should have been to your son and I. As time has passed, I have learned to take on board that what you did, you thought you did for the better. When I look back, I think maybe I didn't give you all the credit you might have deserved. On the other hand, I wonder whether just staying with us and fighting for a better life together would have been a better choice. But the past determines the present, and the present determines the future. What you did made it easier for me to call another my mother. Soon after you passed on, 2 people took me, and without effort I could call them my father and mother, and I knew that whatever they had in store for me would be better than what you had tried and failed to do. I realize now that your job was simply to deliver me to humanity, and the rest was up to my true parents. Numerous times I have contemplated your mother being my grandmother, and that is a thought I can entertain and accept. She woke up in the early hours of the morning to avoid the scorching African sun as she walked for miles to the small plot in which she planted few vegetables and crops to sustain us. Your mother, who I would assist in brewing the beer she sold to make money so we could see food on the table. She was a mother to whom you did not act like a daughter, a grandmother who played the role of a mother, and I, a grandchild who took on the role you failed to play as a daughter. As little as she was, her strength of character and her physical power astounded me. From her I discovered that mental strength and strength of will can gain you success no matter the circumstances. Even if that success is not recognized by others as success worth having, it doesn't matter, because it is you that is benefiting, and your standards would be different to everyone else's. Unlike you, when things went wrong, she didn't go running away to neighboring lands in search for something better. She created that thing that was meant to be better, and we all benefited from it. She was as hurt as I was when you left in the first instance, and when you died, I could not bear to look at her. The woman who had fought battles even Napoleon could not comprehend had been at last defeated by your last ever visit. Sudden departures with no returns were not uncommon, yet I struggled to understand why you had to depart before truly knowing me and being the daughter your grandmother, my grandmother, your mother deserved. A young child should never experience such a stream of tangled emotions, and if felt, those emotions should never be suppressed and refused expression. They didn't let me cry or scream. In fact, they marched me and my brother, your son, from house to house away from your somber goodbyes. They tried by all means to take our minds off you, and for that, I despise them. For what seemed like days, I was on an emotional roller coaster. First dismay, then pain, hate and resentment, then panic, and then disappointment, sadness, and then mere shock. As I tried with all my might to understand what Grandma was going through, to feel that love that she felt for you, and I failed. I just could not. I know that all I have said to you is a selfish outcry of anger and anxiety, and that I do not know your side of the story. But, Mother, this is the child in me crying out for answers I will never hear. A part of me still cries out for you on those cold nights when I feel alone. I still wonder what you would have said to me on my prom night or when I graduate from college. What advice you would have given me if I were to come home with boy troubles. Yet I know that I cannot dwell on the what ifs of my life because they were not and never will be. I regret nothing, for I believe life is too short for regrets. I simply look to tomorrow. I look to times when I will find something uplifting about you to tell the grandchildren you will never meet. But, Mother, I'm okay. I'm just fine. And in a way, so are you. After all this, something tells me I might, after all, love you.